What's up, Internet? It's Dumbass Panicos Gaming, and we're back with some more, well, eventually Galarian Weezing. Right now we're just working on coughing. But, anyways, yeah, so we're gonna work on this some more. We'll probably do about 150 eggs tonight. So yeah, we'll just get going on it. So yeah, since I'm doing this today, I think tomorrow I will be starting to work on, like, trying to adjust in my chair a little bit so I'm not, like, way off center in the webcam. But yeah, we'll start playing through, Let's Go Eevee. Because I want to do a playthrough of that before, the new game comes out, Scarlet and Violet. I don't think anyone's going to end up watching it, because who the hell is going to be clicking on the Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu section of Twitch, but at least at this point. But it should be fun. Alright, I'm going to take the eggs out of the party after this. Because that ride took a little while longer than I would like, so I don't want them to start hatching. But yeah, since, you know, even without BDSP, I mean, Legends Arceus and Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet, I mean, they're basically going to cover every Gen 1 Pokemon. Not quite, I don't think, but almost every one of them. So, and then, yeah, BDSP, I mean, literally every Pokemon that I would need in Gen 1, I can just breed for. Except for, like, obviously legendaries, but, you know, Dynamax Adventures, if I ever get back to that. I'm curious to see, so since we're not, I would assume if we were getting, you know, whatever the equivalent of Dynamax Adventures would be for the new raids in Scarlet and Violet, I would assume they probably would have announced that if it was going to be in the base game, but I wonder if we'll get that back again in, like, a second DLC, where they just, like, reintroduce all the legendaries again and stuff. I honestly would not hate that. I'm not sure if I would want them to do it again in, like, a third game afterwards, but... Or a third game is in, like, a third generation, not like a, you know, another color or something. But, yeah, because I would like to see that come back. As much, again, I guess it does depend on the AI to go back into that. But, like, I like the idea of Dynamax Adventures, and maybe they'll be better with the updated, how raids work in Scarlet and Violet. To be fair, when I play a game, I usually try to find a stream of someone also playing it, so maybe someone will be playing Eevee and stumble into this. Yeah, I mean, it is Pokemon, so, like, maybe, you know. But also, it's, you know, pretty obvious that pretty much anything that anyone's watching for Pokemon right now is, or that you're gonna get, like, random viewers, is mostly just gonna be, like, Legends Arceus. And even that, I think a lot of people have moved on from. Although, I don't know, because I was still picking up a few people with this before BDSP came out, and this had been out a lot longer than Legends Arceus has been out, so... was that actually 5, or did I double count that one? I might have double counted that. Yeah, I double counted. Whoops. Okay, I just won't count the next one. Oh, hey, there we go. But yeah, I'm excited to go back to Let's Go Eevee. Because, I don't know, like, I get the motion controls were kind of ass. But also, like, they could have been a lot worse. It was enough that it was mostly more funny than anything. Because he would, like, try and throw a ball and it would go just, like, complete opposite direction. To be fair, I still don't know, and this is kind of frustrating, I still don't understand how you're supposed to throw balls, like, at angles in that game. Like, if it's off to the right, how you actually are supposed to throw it off to the right. Because there's, like, a couple different ways that work, but then also sometimes they just straight up don't. Because it's like, twist your wrist to the right, and then throw it, and I don't know, there's just, like, it seemed like, for the most part, it wasn't too bad. Only thing I like about Eevee is the overworld shinies. That was a really nice addition. It was a massive shame when that didn't come back in Sword and Shield. But I don't know, I thought it was just fun because it was a, you know, it was a different game. Also, I think at that point I hadn't ever actually played through Gen 1. But it was, I don't know, it was just nice to have a different game than the traditional Pokemon formula. Obviously, I would have been very upset if they had stuck with that formula, because, oh my god, I really don't want to be doing motion controls for everything. And it kind of sucked that we didn't get, like basically Gen 1, but with, like, say, you know, all the evolutions and stuff like that, like, you know, start with Gen 1 as a base, but anything that has been added to, like, Gen 1 evolution lines and stuff like that, also add that in. It sucks they didn't do that, but they also didn't do that for BDSP, so unfortunately it seems like that's probably not going to be a thing that happens again. Although it was interesting, because then they also added Alolan forms, and they added Meltan and Melmetal, so, like, make up your mind, maybe? I don't know. Also, I find it so funny that in this, the most recent VGC rule set that lets you use Mythics, you can use Melmetal. Oh my god. That thing is so freaking broken. I mean, it's probably not the most broken thing ever, but double Iron Bash with that thing is just filthy. Because that thing already hits so hard, and it's a double hit move that hits extremely hard with each hit. And of course, you know, it's stab. So it's just like, it's just, oh my god. I am glad though that they finally did a format that's you can use Mythics. I get why they don't normally do it. But it's really nice to see that. That's like one thing I really have kind of liked about the about competitive and stuff. Is like they change up the rule set every couple of months, which is like nice, and usually it's not a huge difference, but they do like remove Pokemon and add stuff that is, you know, you can use and stuff, so it's pretty nice to see that. That's why I don't really mind too much if we don't get a full national dex, although you can still have, you know, all the Pokemon transferable into the game without letting them all be used in competitive. But it's a little bit harder to justify, I think. But yeah, it's nice because it completely shakes up the meta for the first little bit. And then, as we saw with, you know, these games, then it, you know, the first DLC adds a bunch of Pokemon. The second DLC adds a bunch of Pokemon. We don't question Pokemon. If it makes sense, then you're probably playing Digimon. Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong there. I should probably at some point try and check out one of those Digimon games. The ones that are like actually full-on JRPGs. Because I always hear they're really good. And it makes sense, because since they pretty much have to play, you know, second fiddle to Pokemon, it's like, well, they have to make sure the games are actually good, because that's the only reason why people are going to buy them. But also, I really don't have time for a full JRPG right now. I've got enough stuff to play as it is. Because on top of buying a couple things during the summer sale on Steam, I also recently picked up, there was a game, let me try and find the name of it. Oh, I probably won't show it on this. Kanjizoku. It's basically like a kind of like older style, like focused on like old JDM cars, like from like the 90s and early 2000s. It's a very like cut down, like it's very much an indie game that's being worked on, but that thing seemed interesting just because it seems like it has a bunch of customization, which is always neat. And it looks like you can actually just straight up like it supports just editing the livery files for the cars, so you can just like create your own decals and stuff and then just apply it to it. And you just do it by swapping out the files. It's not even like Gran Turismo Sport and Gran Turismo 7 where you have to upload the decals to their website. Though I get why Gran Turismo does that, because that way, otherwise other people wouldn't be able to see it, because, you know, it has to actually like exist on their servers. But anyways, but yeah, that was a neat little thing. I'm just interested to see where that goes. I mean, I've playing it just a tiny bit. I went, wow, okay, this probably isn't a great game to play, but it seems like it's interesting for customization. And then I bought CarX, actually, because that was on sale. So I got that and the season pass for it for like $12, which I will say I really liked that game. The season pass isn't limited. It's you get every DLC that gets added to that game, and they've added quite a bit. The only thing you don't get is the deluxe edition pack, which is annoying because there's no like pack that has the season pass and the deluxe edition. But all the deluxe edition does is it just it makes it so you don't have to level up to like unlock stuff, because you have to unlock it, and then most stuff you have to also purchase with in-game currency. Which is probably a good thing, because that game is very grindy if you just want to play it single player. But yeah, CarX is kind of fun. I'm not the biggest fan of the physics, but they are at least consistent, so you do get used to them. And it's another game that has a bunch of customization. If you like old cars and customizing them, you recommend Car Mechanic Sim. I've been thinking about picking that one up. Do I currently have... I'm not going to check Steam right now, but I don't remember if I currently have that in my Steam wish list or not. It's one of those games that like I add in and then never really get around to it. And then when I go through and start purging stuff from the wish list, it gets removed, because it's like, oh, I'm never going to play this. Because usually it's like I'll go through these cycles where like I'm trying out a bunch of different games and stuff, so I'm buying games and whatnot. And then, you know, stuff gets added to the wish list. And then, you know, that wave kind of falls off, and then I end up not, like, you know, falling off of playing different games to kind of focus in on something. And then I'm on Steam, it's like, I'm never going to have time to play any of this stuff, so I need to just, like, remove it from the wish list, because even if I buy it, I won't ever play it. So then I go and purge a bunch of stuff. And then, you know, the cycle just repeats. You got 2018 edition for free on Epic, and I love it. The most, like, the best thing about Epic Store is the free games. And then you immediately go back to Steam, except for when you want to play one of those free games. Honestly, I'm not like one of those people who's like insane about bitching about the Epic Game Store. But like, just me personally, it's like, it's really not a matter of if the Epic Game Store is good or bad. It's just I already have a bunch of shit on Steam, and unless I can install it through that or like the Xbox app, I just don't care, because it's just, I just like having it all organized and not having to have like 37 different, you know, things installed to my fucking computer for playing different games. Plus, it doesn't help that every time I hear about the Epic Game Store, it's just like, yeah, it has like no features. Does the Epic Game Store even have a cart yet? I know that was a thing for a while. It's like you literally couldn't buy multiple things at the same time. You had to do individual purchases. Beginning isn't phenomenal as the tutorial isn't very clear, but once you get the controls down, it's great. I'm assuming that's for the 2018 version. I wonder if the most recent one is better. I believe the most recent one on Steam is rated overwhelmingly positive, so that's usually a really good sign. But yeah, maybe I'll look into that at some point. I did see a thing going back to Epic Game Store. I say that I don't really... I'm not that bothered by it, but yet I keep on bagging on it. But I did see a thing today that some CEO of some dev company referred to the Epic Game Store as a marketing black hole. Because when your game comes out there, no one realizes. Because, you know, a lot of people either don't care, like me, or just actively hate the idea of using Epic Game Store. So when a game comes out there, they don't play it. Or, you know, they don't buy it yet because they're going to wait for it to come out on Steam. And then because there aren't that many people playing it, it doesn't get talked about a whole lot. So then people aren't seeing it talked about on Reddit, so they don't go and buy it on the Epic Game Store because they don't even know that it exists. Like, I had actually forgotten that Kingdom Hearts is on PC. It's just, it came out on the Epic Game Store. So, the release happened, and then I immediately forgot about it because, you know, mind you, I wasn't ever going to go buy Kingdom Hearts for PC anyways. I don't have the time for Kingdom Hearts. If there's any franchise that I'm going to, like, get back into, it's Final Fantasy, and I don't have enough time for Final Fantasy either. Epic's advertising is so ass, it recommends the same, like, 5 games. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, Steam has had years and years and years and years to get their algorithms down for recommending games and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. My main thing is just like, I just like the convenience of just, if it's on Steam, cool. I already have everything set up for that. I can be fairly confident that it's, you know, everything's going to work how I want it. It'll just be my inventory. The only thing I hate about Steam, and I wish they would stop letting people do this, by understand that, you know, the publishers that they have to work with, they don't have a choice about it, but it's stuff like EA and Ubisoft, where they also have their own launcher that has to be installed, and it's like, fuck the fuck off. Like, oh my god, if it's on Steam, it should just run through Steam. I shouldn't have to, okay, I'm gonna open the game on Steam. Okay, now it's also starting Origin. Cool. I'm ever so slightly more forgiving about it with Game Pass on PC. Just because since it's through EA Access that you have the game, it's just that Game Pass comes with EA Access. It's still kind of stupid, but like... But I guess I say that because I was going to say, you know, it's like, well, you know, it'd make more sense to just put the game on Game Pass for it. But the thing is, there are other perks to having EA Access, so like it makes sense why it's set up like that. But like I still don't even like that for the Xbox app, because it's like, god damn it, it's just annoying. Is the shiny predetermined once the egg is made, or when you hatch it? I believe when the egg is made. Because I think it's at that point where it actually, like, takes all the stats and stuff from the parents and, like, decides all that stuff. Because the Pokemon, yeah, I would assume it has to be like that. Because the Pokemon themselves, like, they don't store any of the information about their parents or anything. That's why you can, like, use hacked Pokemon to breed, and then those bred Pokemon, as long as the stats are legit, or, you know, look legit, there's no way to know if it came from hacked Pokemon. And also, who the fuck cares? It really doesn't matter. Like, it's really not hard, especially in this game, it's not hard to get 5 IV Dittos. And as such, getting 6 IV Dittos is also not very difficult. The only thing that kind of sucks is getting a hold of like a high IV Japanese Ditto. But the thing with that is, one, if you just, you know, when you first launch the game, like, you know, if you're like me and you have both versions. So I had played through Sword, and then I actually deleted that file and started it again, but I set it to Japanese. And then I just went to the spot where you get the... Well, you have to play through most of the game, but I mean... Being that, you know, I had already played through it, I mostly knew what was going on. Not knowing what any of the names of the moves I was putting on my Pokemon was kind of a pain in the ass. Because it's not like I have the... you know, the damage and the accuracy memorized. Only difference with using a hacked Mon is that it saves a little time. Yeah, it's like, who cares? I can almost guarantee you pretty much everyone that is doing like VGC at like a very high level has something that either, probably not stuff that is straight up hacked, because that's just asking for trouble with that. Even if it has, like, legit stats, it's just, like, you know, especially in online modes, you know, it's just like, eh. But I guarantee most of them probably have at least one Pokemon that was bred from hacked parents. That's part of why I keep around, like, some of the hacked bullshit that I've gotten through Wonder Trades. Though... I think once Scarlet and Violet are out, I might just delete all those, to be honest. Unless it's something that, like, I still actively want to work on breeding, and even then I'm gonna just, like, I'll probably just breed for something with good stats, and then delete the hacked one, and just hold on to the better one. But we'll see. It kind of depends on if we get any, actually, you know what? I don't think we'll get any raid events in Sword and Shield after the new games come out. I was going to say, it kind of depends on if we get any before the new games come out. Because if we don't get any before that, then we're definitely not going to get any after. But I don't think we'll get any after the new games come out anyways. I think maybe, at most, we'll get an event in Sword and Shield to, like, celebrate the new games coming out. So that way, you know, just if somehow you missed it or you forgot about the release dates or whatever, you can get like a reminder. But other than that, we definitely won't see anything after the new games. Because since the new games have raids themselves, I imagine they'll just do it in that. Sometimes I just Wonder Trade for a while and see what random bullshit I get. Yeah, I would do that too, but for some reason, Wonder Trading does not like my internet right now. Like, for a while, I thought the Wonder Trading was actually kind of dead in this. Because, like, I kept on trying to do it with, like, some of my, you know, some of my breed jacks that were really good. or like Milceries or stuff like that. I'm like, you know, trying to give them away, and I'm sitting there, I'm not getting any. And to be clear, I'm making sure that I'm online and not in the local mode. I have done that more times than I care to admit, but I like, you know, double check it, make sure you see like some stuff popping up from other people, but it never trades. Or occasionally it will. And I have also noticed that the like online competitions as well, they just like don't work very well because it takes a long time to connect to someone, and a lot of times like it won't even connect to someone at all. It'd be like, yeah, we couldn't find anyone. It's like, I'm pretty sure you can, or I'm pretty sure there's people, it's just you're not finding them. So yeah, it sucks. I wish, like, I need to figure out some way that I can do my Switch through a VPN, because I don't really have any way to do that, and it would make my life, it would make it so I could probably do it, you know. It's just something weird is happening between like the connection from me to Nintendo servers and stuff. I think what it is that I have, for whatever reason, this internet has a weird like NAT type. Not that should even be an issue anymore, but it's some weird thing like that. And a VPN would, you know, actually work pretty well, because usually that just gets you past all that bullshit. No one really uses the online battle system though. I mean, people still play that in this. Not nearly as much. And especially, I'm talking specifically like while there's an online competition, like when they were doing the Galarian legendary birds. You know, a lot of people were doing those. I know a lot of people were, because that's the only way as of so far to have gotten a shiny Galarian legendary bird. So like, yeah. I know there was people doing it. But yeah, I mean, like, Showdown is definitely the go-to right now. And even in general, the only issue with Showdown is it's just not official, you know? If it was official, I don't think anyone would really do battle in the games. Which is part of why I don't think they'll ever... I can't believe... Like, I can't believe Pokemon Showdown, like, still exists. Like, you would think Nintendo and the Pokemon Company and Game Freak would have shut that shit down on day one. With how, like, crazy they are about other stuff. So, like, I don't know what the relationship is there, because I don't understand why they would let that exist in even an official capacity. Because again, it takes away from people buying and playing the games. I can totally see why a different company would let that happen, because, you know, most companies aren't stupid like that, but I'm sure Nintendo's getting some sort of profit cut. I don't even know that Showdown's really making much money. Obviously, they probably make enough to keep it going, but like, it's, you know, it can't be much. Certainly not enough to like justify it, I can't imagine. Or justify, you know, Nintendo being like, oh yeah, totally, we'll just take a cut of the money. There's ads in it. Is there? Okay. I guess, you know what, that's, well, one, ads don't really pay out very much. I'm sure it adds up, but it, you know. And part of the reason why they don't pay out that much is because people like me who... I didn't know there were ads on Showdown because I just use an ad blocker, because why the fuck would you not? There might be some stuff that I would disable an ad blocker for, but like, there isn't very much. Hell, fucking, with Twitch now being... Somehow Twitch is like... Their latest bullshit, it doesn't stop you from running an ad blocker, and it'll like block the ads, but Twitch will just keep trying to play an ad over and over again until it actually goes through. So you'll just have a blank page, and refreshing and shit doesn't work. So I've discovered that if you just set your VPN to go to like somewhere in Eastern Europe, like I think I have mine. One of my settings is either I think it's Estonia right now. I think before I was using Serbia. But just do that, and because I guess they don't get ads in those countries. Probably because there's just not enough of a market there for them to justify doing all the paperwork for taxes and stuff. So they just let it be. So yeah, you can just get by all the ads, and everything still works fine because you're still using the English website. It just, you know. I just find it so funny that Twitch is so insane about that shit right now, when it's like, y'all realize if Google wanted to do that, they could, right? They just don't, because they realize that costs them more money when it pisses off your consumers that much. And, you know, for the longest time, there wasn't really a way to directly support creators on YouTube. It was just advertisements. Like, yeah, they've added the, you know, the actual, like, paid subscription stuff and whatnot. Like, for even just, like, normal free channels. But, like, yeah, it's... Twitch. There's a huge tournament for Pokemon Showdown that had, like, 16 of the biggest Poketubers that skyrocketed. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people, like, have just heard about Showdown from, like, streams and stuff. That's how I heard about it. Like, I never knew it existed until I heard someone talk about it on a stream. I was like, what the fuck is Pokemon Showdown? I went and looked at it. It's like, oh, hey, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I wish they would do, you know, the Pokemon Company and all those involved would make, like, their own, like, you know, version of Showdown. But, like, basically make it, like, not Coliseum, but, Pokemon Stadium. Or like Battle Revolution or something, where it's like basically the same thing, but it's just, you know, 3D instead of the 2D sprites. And just go all out with it and just, you know, make it a PC title. Admit that the Switch is not gonna work for this, and that's fine. You can even have like a way to play it through the Switch, just like have a PC, at least a spectate option. Actually, a spectate option would work fine. But basically, so that way you could do these, like, you know, with tournaments and stuff, you're going to have, like, crazy good graphics and whatnot. It'll never happen, because why the fuck would they do that? It would eat away from people playing or buying the normal games, and it would take quite a bit to, you know, it would be a lot of work to make it look like really good. And why do that when they can just pump out poorly optimized stuff for the Switch? Anyways. Also, it would require Nintendo putting something on not their own platform and not like mobile, so that'll never happen. Well, I say that, actually, there is the Pokemon trading card game online, so I guess it isn't actually as crazy. I use Showdown mostly on the phone when I get bored. That's right, that makes sense. I'm sure I've heard before about using Showdown on the phone, but like it never actually sticks, so I'm always surprised when I hear about that. Pokemon TCG doesn't even work. That's probably because they're launching a new version. I mean, it should still be working, but they are just like straight up doing a whole from the ground up remade app for it. So it still does pretty well. Because, I mean, it's an easier way to play the game without, like, meeting up with people in person. And they can still have you buy card packs. So, like, you know, either physical or the digital ones. Because the physical card packs do come with codes for the digital game. That might be why the website was absolute shit. Yeah, the website is not stellar for it. Pokemon website as a whole is not great. But yeah, they are, I believe it's in beta, actually, in, like, Canada or something. Something weird like that. But yeah, they do have a new, like, a whole brand new version of it. It's not just an update, it is, like, a separate download. I would have to imagine part of the reason why is just the spaghetti code, and that might be part of why you're having issues with it, too. Because that definitely does happen, especially with, you know, a company that doesn't do a whole lot of stuff with PC apps. Is like, especially early on. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, it makes sense sometimes. I mean, fuck, even Microsoft had to basically relaunch the Xbox app because the original one they launched with Windows 8? Hey! Hell yeah! Had no issues with the app, it was just the website not working. Yeah, I mean, they're intertwined though. But yeah, I mean, who knows? Oh, nice, it was the last one of that set too. There he is. Yeah, it's a he. Stats kind of suck, but that's because I never put a better one in. Okay, let's go evolve this. Let's get these moved out. But yeah, I do really like that the trading card game, like, comes with a download code. So you get a physical pack, and then you also get another separate digital one. .45 chance isn't bad. Yeah, that's not bad at all. We've had some pretty good luck. Yeah, that has to be it, because it has a sex. Nope, damn it. Damn it, that's what I was trying not to do. Okay, let's put that Ditto right back in before I forget. Yeah, it really sucks that I was using this Ditto, too, because, Galarian Weezing is more of a special attacker. But yeah, the last couple of hunts have gone really well. I think Farfetch'd was... Let's see, I can pull it up. Actually, I need to write it down anyways. Were you using 2 Japanese moms? You know, I hadn't thought about that. Is this Japanese? Or is it, please be not Japanese. Please tell me I'm not. Boy, I got real fucking lucky. Why the fuck did I do that? How the fuck did I do that? What the fuck is... God damn it. Alright, hold on. Let's go ahead and update that. Launch this again. It's no, Masuda Methods is a bigger thing, too. Holy shit, what the fuck were the odds of that? Boy, I am not smart. Egg. Yes, Shiny Charm, no Masuda Method. Wow, that's a 1 in 1365 chance. So, yeah, more like a 16% chance to have gotten it by now. God, I would have never even thought about that, too. I would have never even thought about that. Holy shit. That's, man. Oh, so I got crazy bad luck with the stats, too, because both of my Pokemon were 5 IV. Thought it was 1 in 572. No, I think just Masuda method without Shiny Charm is like 1 in 600 something. I can check it real quick. But yeah, well, just Masuda, or sorry, just Shiny Charm, no Masuda method. It basically only triples your chance to get Shiny, so it's 1 in 1366 basically. But we can close that real quick. I can pop that back open. No Shiny Charm, Masuda method. Yeah, 1 in 682. That's actually worse than I thought. Okay, I'm gonna launch that again real quick just so I can fix the thing on screen. God, I got really lucky with that. Okay. So, move you away. I kind of never actually want to see you again. I'm now very upset with myself. God, I got really lucky. Because that's like... I mean... That's what I thought Registeel was going to be. Was 1 in 1366. That wasn't what it was, but, you know, still. God, I'm so stupid. I guess I just wasn't either I wasn't thinking about it, or I was also... I thought I was going to probably just breed one, and then whatever the offspring was, just immediately throw that in. Because I have done that sometimes, where it's like, yeah, I know this is Japanese, but, you know, I'll just do the one, and then swap in the offspring, and then immediately just, you know, have it working properly. So, to go back to what I was saying, the recent shiny hunts have gone really well. Galarian Slowpoke went a little over. That took 566. But then Galarian Ponyta was 100 eggs, and Galarian Farfetch was 301. So 240, especially with, like, even with the normal odds, but especially with the stupid ones. That's good. We'll take it. Watch me get a second one here, too, just to really be crazy. Oh, I was hoping I was going to will that into existence. Did I ever get Shiny Registeel? No. I still need to go back to that someday. Okay, so we can put you away. See, that one had good stats. This one just kind of sucks. Oh, well. Your best breed was Absol with 165 eggs. I had that Meryl that I got in, like... Was it Meryl? Azumarill. Or not Azumarill, but Azurill. No, it was Meryl that I got in 5 eggs. I got that right after doing Azurill, actually. Okay, so what do I need to do for this? Forget what level I need for this. Weezing. Please work sometime this decade, Firefox. Level 35. Okay, that's not too bad. Absol's one of your favorite mons. Yeah, Absol's a good one. Or, well, it's a cool one. It's not necessarily great stats-wise. But it's a cool Pokemon. And it's got a great shiny as well. Just use one of these on it. Should probably save. I'm going to do that right after this applies. Okay, 31. That'll work. Keep old moves. Man, how much would it suck if the game crashed right now? See, I feel safe saying that, because I have not once had this game crash in 500 hours, so I'm pretty safe in thinking it's not going to do that. I had BDSP crash once, And that was right when I launched the game for the first time. It just, like, I selected the language or something. I forget what it was like before you even get to play it. And then obviously Legends Arceus crashed a few times. Always in the Icelands, though. Absol has solid competitive capabilities with having up to a yeah, 50% crit is pretty good. Okay. I lost track of what I was doing because I had to, like, scramble and save. Yeah, this will be fine. This will probably over-level it, but... Oh, no, it didn't. Nice. Keep old moves. I'll just give you a medium. I'm sure this will be enough. There we go. There we go. Oh, thank God that shiny hunt went well, because, God, that would have sucked if I had never realized that I was using two partners from the same language. That's a decent amount of coverage, too. Okay. I guess maybe Absol might be better than I thought. I don't care about double hit. I'm never going to use this for competitive or anything. Alright. Where is he? There he is. Shiny Galarian Weezing. Dope. Okay, so let me go to... Go to this website. I'm still signed in. Awesome. I still haven't gotten all my stuff set up yet for the new website that I'm using for tracking my Pokedex. But I will do that soon. In fact, I'll probably do that tonight because I'm going to wrap up here, I think. If I didn't have shit to do with, like, the stream and stuff, I wouldn't do that. Still... Yeah. Dude, I had no idea Belly Drum was so absurd. Alright, so... Go over to our... Do I not have... Oh, right. One thing I don't like about this website is, for some reason, it has the White Stripe Basculin and the Hisuian forms. I understand it kinda is, but it isn't officially delineated as a Hisuian form, so I don't group it like that. So I guess, technically, I don't have all the Hisuian forms shiny. I don't give a shit. Yes, I do. Anyways. So, with that shiny, we now need Galarian Slowpoke, because I evolved mine into Galarian Slowbro. Actually, I need two Slowpokes, because I also need a Slowking. Galarian Mr. Mime, Corsola, Zigzagoon, Linoon, Darumaka, Darmanitan, Yamask, and Stunfisk. So that's 1, 2, 3, 9, 10 more. So we're getting there. Definitely like my odds, because how many weeks do we have? I don't know why I can't remember what week the fucking new games come out on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know why I'm not just doing it by months, because it's August. So yeah, I mean, we have like 12 weeks, so as long as I'm getting... Yeah, no, yeah, that makes sense, right. So yeah, I mean, we'll probably get that. And then yeah, I have no problem starting up Let's Go Eevee tomorrow too. So awesome. Mega Medicham is so OP that his pure power brings his base attack stat to 576. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, there's some silly megas. I don't think it's like... It definitely sucks that we're not getting megas back, because I don't think we're ever getting megas back now, which is a shame. Just because, you know, it's like, it's forms of Pokemon that we'll never see again, pretty much, because of that. Same with, like, the G-Max forms now. But there are some things where it's like, well, maybe if they were bringing it back, maybe let's retune some stuff, because, like, I'm kind of okay with Mega Rayquaza being just fucking stupid, but, like, some of the other Megas are like, alright, come on. Come on, guys. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up there, because I didn't really have a backup plan. And also, since tomorrow we're just going to start Let's Go Eevee, I don't really want to start that up at 10:30 p.m. and play for like an hour. So yeah, I'm just... I'm just gonna start doing some, stuff, try and get that other website thing set up properly, update information, actually upload VODs. I need to fucking do that. I have the first VOD of this uploaded and then never went live, and then I forgot to upload last night's, so I'm gonna get all that shit done, and then yeah. But anyways, if you are watching this on YouTube, speaking of, come watch me on Twitch, because you get to see the shiny shit live. But yeah, and again, I'm gonna start playing Let's Go Eevee soon, so there's playthroughs when there's games and stuff to play. And yeah, if you're watching on Twitch, obviously, go follow on YouTube because VODs go up there. Also, just follow me on Twitch so you know when I go live. Yeah, besides that, thank you everyone who watched. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time.